Good morning, second graders. We are on 14.10, page 717, and our learning target today is describe the time using AM and PM, right? Now, describe what you do in the morning and then show and write the time. So in the morning, we could get up, right? And let's see, I don't know when everybody else gets up. We'll just say about 7 o'clock. 7, right, for the hour hand. And then when I point at the 12, or that's with the minute hand, that's o'clock, 0. Let's see. And in the evening, let's see, what could we do? Oh, I know. In the evening, in the PM, then we could say eat dinner. And again, not sure when everybody eats dinner, but we'll just say 6 and point right straight up, 6 o'clock. So in the morning, we get up. In the evening, we eat dinner. And that is what we do. Now let's turn the page. We are on page 718. And times after midnight, but before noon, are written with AM. And that's when we sleep. Times after noon and before midnight are written with PM. So sleeping at midnight and eating lunch at noon. So it says, write the time and circle whether it's AM in the morning or before noon or PM, which is afternoon. All right, so here we go. We have the hour hand is on the 7, or it's between the 7 and the 8. Hasn't gotten to the 8 yet, so we write down 7. And we go from here at our start at 0, 0, and we go all the way around to the 6. Now, some of you are probably thinking that is 30 minutes, right? And others of you are thinking, I remember that each number is 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 minutes is right. And then we look and we say, eat breakfast. Eat breakfast, is that something you do in the AM, in the morning, or in the PM at night? And of course, we eat breakfast at 7:30 a.m. Good. So eat dinner. Here's what we have. This is pointing, the hour hand is pointing just after the 6, not to the 7 yet. It's after the 6. So we're going to say 6. And then we have this minute hand went 1/4 of the way around the clock. So it is, right, we start here at the 12, 5, 10, 15. 15 minutes is 1/4 of an hour. All right, so eat dinner. Is that going to be AM or PM? Well, PM, afternoon. All right, PM. Let's see, go to art class. Let's look at this, and it is between the hour hand. It's between the 10 and the 11. It didn't get to the 11 yet, so we write down 10. And then our minute hand is on the 5. Well, we haven't practiced that one, but I know that we can count every number is going to be 5 more minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 10, 25. And it says go to art class. Now, in class, in school, are we going to go to an art class at 10:25 a.m. or 10:25 p.m.? And of course, you are right. It is at a.m. At 10:25 p.m., I hope everybody here is in bed and sleeping. All right, here we're looking, when do we do homework? Is that going to be AM or PM? Let's look at our clock. All right, so the hour hand points between the 4 and the 5. It's after the 4, and we didn't get to the 5 yet. And the minute hand, we start here, however you want to do it. You could say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and do it that way. Count 5 for every number. Or you could say that halfway around is 30, and then I have to do 35, 40, and do 10 more, right? 5 and then 5 more. So 440. When are we going to do homework? Are we going to do it 4:40 in the morning? That's 4 hours after midnight when we're all asleep. Or are we going to do that at 4:40 in the evening at PM? Well, that's the one that we're going to do, is PM, after school, 4:40. All right. Oops, we did this page. Now we're on 719. Let's do this. Write the time, circle AM or PM, and here's what the activity is. Ride the school bus, or ride the bus to school. Let's see. Here is right at the 8, and the hour hand is pointing, or the minute hand is pointing right at the 12. That's just like saying o'clock. If we're going to school, is that going to be in the morning or in the afternoon, in the PM at night? You were right, in the morning. Go to a party. Now, a party, that might be something that we go to not during school time, but after school time. So we'll think about that. But let's see, this shorthand, this hour hand, is pointing between the 6 and the 7. It's after the 6, but it didn't get to the 7 yet. So I'm going to do 6. And then we have this minute hand that's pointing straight down. So I know that from here, halfway around is 30. 6:30. And do we go to parties at 6:30 right after we wake up? Or do we go to parties in the evening at nighttime? That's the one. All right. Let's take a look at this. Same thing. Draw the time and then circle AM or PM. Read before bed. That means as we're going to bed, we do some reading. Let's see. We will have 7:50. 7:50. Let's see. I'm going to point my hour between the 7 and the 8. All right. I want to go 50 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that's right on the 10. 10 sets of 5 equals 50. And let's do the minute hand, the long hand, right out to the 10. At 7:50, right before bed, are we going to read at 7:50 a.m.? Is that before we go to bed? Or is that at 7:50 p.m. when we're about to go to bed? That's it, in the nighttime. And then we have sunrise. So it's dark, it's dark, it's dark. And then the sun starts to come up and it's bright. Sunrise is at 5:20. Let's do that on the clock. 5:20. I'm going to draw my hour hand between the 5 and the 6. And 20, let's see, I'm going to start at the 12. 5, 10, 15, 20. So I stop at the 4. 4 sets of 5 equals 20. So I'm going to draw my minute hand right there. So 5:20 and sunrise. Is that when the sun, is that before noon or is that in the evening? You're right. Sunrise happens at the morning, AM. And sunset would happen in the evening, PM. Okay, so sunrise when the sun comes up, AM. All right, let's take a look at this. Reasoning. Use the times in the list to complete the story. You arrive at school at this time. Your class goes to music at this time. After school, you read a book at this time. All right, let's take a look. We have 10:15 a.m., we have 5:20 p.m., and we have 8:30 a.m. So let's take a look. You arrive at school at what time? Do we get to school at 10 a.m., 5:20 p.m., or 8:30 a.m.? Well, I know that when we're at school or when we get to school, it's going to be the first thing that we do on the list. So we have to look at the earliest time, right? So if I look at the clock and I say 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., well, this is the first one that came up, 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. You arrive at school at 8:30 a.m. So we've used that one. Your class goes to music at, and is it going to be at p.m., afternoon, or before the noon at a.m., 10:15 a.m.? You are, of course, right. 10 ... that's a colon. 15 a.m. is when we go to music. And then after school, there's our big clue. You read a book at 5:20 p.m. That's during the nighttime. So 5:20 p.m. Good. Excellent job. We can take a look at this first one. Let's see if we can fill in this. Use the times to complete the timeline. Write something you might do at those times. I have 7:50 a.m., 11:25 a.m., and 8:30 p.m. Now, let's take a look. I want to look at something that's going to fit in here between 7 and 11 a.m. a.m. So does 2 go between 7 and 11? Nope. And it's also p.m. That won't work. What about 4? Will 4 go between 7 and 11? Nope. It would be 8, 9, 10, and then 11. So that won't work. Oh, plus it's p.m. Let's look at the next one. 8. Will 8 go between 7 and 11? I have 7, 8, 9, 10. It does. It goes between there. Is it a.m.? Oh, it fits perfectly. So I have 8:45 a.m. Good. And let's do the next one. I have 2:50 and 4:10. I'm just going to put them in order. 2:50 and 4:10. And I'm running out of time. Boys and girls, I want you to try to think of something that you do at these times and finish the next 2 pages on your own. Awesome.